We're back now with Mor Ahuvia for our second segment of Trojan Stealth Mechanisms, and we just went over how Trojans hide from users. Now we're going to dip into how Trojans evade detection by antivirus. Go ahead, Mor, take it over.
Sure. So we talked about disabling the antivirus programs. Another stealth mechanism that is commonly seen in a lot of Trojans today is polymorphism capabilities. That means that the Trojan can maintain its functionality while changing its MT5 hash signatures. A lot of antivirus programs out there can identify Trojans by their MT5 hash. So polymorphism enables Trojans to keep their functionality while having an indefinite number of MT5 hashes.
Very interesting. Now, it's more of a hybrid polymorphism, isn't it?
Sorry?
It's more of a hybrid?
A hybrid?
Yeah.
It has to do with knowledge of how you can keep the functionality of a Trojan. It actually does require some knowledge. So I don't know if I'd say it's a hybrid, but it's basically saying the same thing in different words. You can almost, compare that to that kind of thing. Okay.
And what about encryption?
So when a Trojan's strings or the code of a Trojan are encrypted, antivirus programs can't look at the strings, cannot identify the Trojan as being as such, and can know that it's malicious and remove it from your computer. Shall I move on to the scanning?
No. Go on over from encryption, because I think people see encryption really as almost a security tool, and they're not aware that it can also be used as a tool to kind of fool people.
Right, because you need basically encryption means that you need the key. You need to know how plain text is encrypted into ciphertext. And if you don't know how to read a ciphertext, that string is basically, it's rendered useless for the antivirus program. There's no way it can read it. It cannot identify it as being good or evil. So it just leaves the Trojan alone in that situation.
Yeah, okay. And what about digital signatures? We've seen a lot of that in the news lately. DigiNotar being one that's out there right now. These digital certificates have been kind of compromised.
Right, so I was going to actually put that under how Trojans hinder mitigation by researchers, or how they hinder the research of Trojans. Digital signatures means that researchers cannot upload a fake configuration file. What happens is many times researchers can kind of hijack the Trojan and get it to talk to the researchers instead of to the cyber criminal.
Okay.
By uploading a fake configuration file. With digital signature, that is not possible. That means that the goodies cannot hijack the Trojan from the baddies, to put it simply.
Yeah, well, it's none of it's simple, obviously, but apparently you've got a better handle on it than I do. What about, this is a new one for me, pre-infection scanning. What does that apply to?
So what that means is that fraudsters can run their binaries or run the Trojan file through a bunch of antivirus programs and see which ones detect them, if at all. And that way they can know that they have to change something within the Trojan so that antivirus programs won't be able to detect it.
Okay, well, we're going to have more from Mor Ahuvia. We're going to get into how Trojans hinder mitigation by researchers. We'll be going into 3 different areas there right after this word. We'll be right back after these messages, all right?